AAK Mechanical's mobile welding unit will be on their way to fix that problem and get harvest going again. Put this number in your smartphone, 935-8501, for the mobile welding service from AAK Mechanical in Clinton.
As harvest begins, we're reminded that a farmer's work doesn't stop once the crop's in the ground, just as Farm Credit Illinois doesn't stop working for you after closing. FCI member owners can reprice their rates at no cost as the market allows. Plus, annual cash patronage payments can lower your interest rate even more. As farmers are hard at work this harvest season, Farm Credit Illinois reflects on the year with gratitude for our cooperative members and wishes you a safe and bountiful fall. Visit farmcreditil.com to learn more about FCI's cooperative advantages.
The 2024 Chevy Silverado Heavy Duty is the official truck for your harvest season. Scott Baum here from Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton. The 2024 Silverado is the strongest, most capable ever, with 2 heavy-duty powertrain options, innovative towing technologies, and a large and functional Durabed. Silverado HD pulls up, ready to help you get that crop out of the field on your farm this fall. Now's the time to make the Chevy Silverado your farm's official truck here at Baum Chevrolet Buick, right from the start.
WHOW Combine Reports are brought to you by our title sponsor,
Apex Clean Energy, harvesting the seeds for a better future in Illinois.
Also brought to you by
Whitful's Hybrids and your local Whitful's Hybrids seed dealer.
Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton,
where you'll find the official truck of the Combine Reports, the 2025 Chevy Silverado.
Along with the Macon County Farm Bureau, AAK Mechanical, Peterson Insurance,
State Bank of Bement,
Illinois Corn Marketing Board, Farm Credit Illinois, Maroa Ag, the McLean County Farm Bureau, Nancy Metal, and Beck's Hybrids, and the area's Beck's Hybrid seed dealers.
News time is 11 minutes after 8 o'clock on this Thursday. Top of the morning from the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com. I'm Seth Lawrence with this expanded 8 o'clock newscast streaming to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. If you've driven in the Ted's Garage area of Clinton this week, you've likely noticed part of Van Buren Street is closed off. On the WHOW Morning Show Wednesday, Clinton City Administrator Taylor Baxter told Regional Radio that is because of expansion at Ted's Garage.
Yeah, really good things happening in Clinton. You know, a lot of economic development is people usually think about bringing new businesses into town, but also with economic development, it's expanding existing businesses and helping them grow. And that's what's happening over at Ted's Garage. They have requested to expand, and whenever we have a property that we call it non-conforming, and I'm not going to get too deep into the weeds, but with zoning, there's lot lines and setbacks and things of that nature. So with Ted's Garage, they came before the Planning Commission. They wanted to expand onto their building, and we have given them approval to do that. And part of it was changing the entrance and exit out on Van Buren. So that's what's happening now. They had to work through the Department of Transportation through the state of Illinois to get that approved. But yeah, it's going with me. I saw Dell the other day, and he said the flooring is going in. They're doing a lot of prep work on the inside before they get the addition in. So it's going to look fantastic. Wow. I can't wait.
According to Baxter, ownership is going to expand the building to the east and the south for additional space inside the restaurant.
You know, I don't want to give too much away because I don't know how much Dell is really told about it, but they are expecting to expand on the east side of the building as well as the south end. So they're going to be completely changing the inside as far as the layout. They're going to be adding the kitchen towards the back. There's going to be a bar in there. The seating is going to be a little bit different. The parking is going to be a little bit different on the outside. So really excited for them. They are a staple in Clinton, and it's just a really, really good restaurant and good people there. And we're really excited to see them expand and continue in Clinton.
Also on the Morning Show Wednesday, Baxter told Regional Radio about a new bank coming to the community, as well as provided an update on the latest with a new City Hall building. We'll have more with Baxter in the days ahead on Regional Radio. A local restaurant is partnering with a DeWitt County nonprofit in the months ahead for a fundraiser. Katrina Held with the Friends of the Warner Library explains they will be hosting a fundraiser in conjunction with Texas Roadhouse in Forsyth in the near future. Until then, they have provided the Friends with free kids' meals and appetizer coupons to give out at this week's annual book sale fundraiser.
Yes, we actually have a special partnership. We've been talking with the Texas Roadhouse in Forsyth. And we're going to do a fundraiser with them in the fall or winter. But until then, they've given us free kids meal coupons and free appetizer coupons. So those are going to be out on the tables at the book sale. Nice. So if you do nothing else, come get a kids meal or onion blossom on us.
Held explains her father, who is also part of the Friends of the Warner Library, made a connection with Texas Roadhouse by just chatting with the manager during dinner one night. The restaurant is already known for hosting fundraising nights for local groups and schools, so it was not hard to create a plan.
That's actually a little bit of a funny story. I recruited my dad to help out with Friends because one day I asked him, hey, can you haul some books away to recycling? And so now he's a Friends member. Well, anybody that knows Terry Willis, he's a chatty guy. Well, he goes out to eat, he chats up Texas Roadhouse, and the manager in Forsyth, they talk about, I'm sure folks have heard about different fundraiser nights. I think even the school clubs have done them. And they said, well, why don't Friends do it? So Dad's been chatting up the manager. We've got coupons at the book sale for Texas Roadhouse.
Sure.
We're going to do one of those fundraising evenings in the fall or winter, to kind of fill in that gap between book sales.
Held says, in addition to a variety of literature genres, you'll also find digital media like DVDs, CDs, and the occasional video games at this weekend's Friends of the Warner Library book sale. Those are also just $1. It's Friday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the library. Get more information at vwarner.org. A historical celebrity annually makes an appearance at the Apple and Pork Festival in Clinton. Abraham Lincoln and his ties to the C.H. Moore homestead brought Mr. Lincoln to Clinton the last weekend of September. Mr. Lincoln says people often want to know why he returns to Clinton for the annual festival.
Well, most people want to know why am I here? And about this fellow named Clifton H. Moore. So I explained my friendship with Mr. Moore and our business relationship as well, working on cases together, sometimes working on opposite sides of cases.
Yeah, tell us about your relationship with Mr. C.H. Moore.
Well, he was the first resident attorney in the city of Clinton. And so when I started riding the circuit, the first time I rode the circuit was about 1839. And I don't remember when I met Mr. Moore exactly, but for 20 years I'd ride the circuit. And DeWitt County, most of those years, was part of that 8th Judicial Circuit. So twice each year I was here, 2-3 days, generally speaking.
Mr. Lincoln and Mr. Moore shared a similar path into the world of practicing law. Mr. Lincoln explains neither went to law school and, in fact, used libraries as their means to understand and practice law.
Got to know him very well. He and I became good friends. We had a lot in common. We both became lawyers, not by going to law school, but by getting the books and studying on our own. Self-study, that's how we became lawyers. He loved books, I love books. I didn't have many books myself at home, but he had lots of books. He had the largest private library collection in downstate Illinois. And he would actually lend me books. In fact, I hear they found one of those books a few years ago. It's at the library here, the Vespasian Warner Library. It's called Types of Mankind, a book that I borrowed from him. And we know it because I wrote in the inside page there a little note to remind myself to return it to C.H. Moore.
Visitors to the Apple and Pork Festival take pictures to talk to the former president. He's quite the celebrity on the grounds of the C.H. Moore homestead year after year, offering presentations every few hours on the front lawn. The LIHEAP program assists with electric bills for low-income families, but what about those gas bills? That portion will be rolled out next year. Anita Russell with Community Action explains the LIHEAP program is focused on giving a discount rate on gas portion of your utility bills for those who qualify for LIHEAP.
Okay, so what LIHEAP has introduced, this is in collaboration with Ameren, is a low-income discount rate. So what that is somebody who applies for LIHEAP is able to get a discount towards the gas portion of their bill. So it is only, unfortunately, for Ameren and Nicor gas utilities at this time. So I just kind of want to touch on this a little bit, that even though it's only for Ameren and Nicor, so when people come in and they have propane, they are going to get a much higher benefit because they are not eligible for this program. So
Okay.
I don't want them to feel like, people with propane, like, what about us? We're getting left out. You're getting a higher LIHEAP benefit than the people that will be in this program. But what actually happens is you have to apply for LIHEAP to be able to get it. And then when you apply, our systems communicate with Ameren. So when that happens, they put you in a tier based on how many's in your household and your household income. So based on that tier, you will get a discount on your gas portion of your bill, your current gas portion of your bill.
This can be confusing, but it essentially means if there are no funds left in LIHEAP and later LIDER, you should still apply so you receive the discount on your bill.
Absolutely, because in order to get that discount, you have to apply for LIHEAP. So unfortunately, it's like even if we're out of funding, we want to make sure that you're getting that discount on your bill. Anything's going to help.
Find more information about LIHEAP and the LIDER program by visiting capsule.info or call the office at 217-732-2159. News streams to Facebook and YouTube brought to you by Peterson Insurance in Clinton. Sports is next on The Morning Show.
Covenant Animal Clinic in Clinton now has a new online store for your pet's medicine and supplies. Hi, this is Dr. Seuster inviting you to check out our new online store at covenantanimalclinicil.com or just click on our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
ServPro of Piatt DeWitt counties is the leader in fire, water, and mold restoration. See all the many services they can offer your home or business by clicking their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Despite overwhelming support from Democrats and Republicans, time is running out for Congress to pass the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act, which will keep AM radio in cars. Text AM to 52886 and ask Congress to bring this bill to a vote now. AM radio is too important to let this moment pass us by.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
This is Seth Lawrence, News and Program Director for WHOW and WEZC. We take pride in being Clinton and Central Illinois' local radio stations each and every day, 7 days a week. What does local news mean? Here's a sample.
Those large semis, those large grain haulers, the tractors, the combines and stuff that are pulling in and out of fields. Be patient. Don't pass when you know you shouldn't pass.
We've got this large building, and it came in over budget, as you can imagine.
So we had 4 contestants head out to the Big E out there in Massachusetts, and they were the champions there. So that was super exciting. We have a lot of strong kids in our livestock judging program.
You hear the local people that make the news every day, 7 days a week on the big 1520 AM, 92.3 FM, and 106.5 FM WHOW, and on the station playing America's best music, 95.9 FM WEZC.
8,000.
With SRN Sports, I'm Jeremy House. Major League Baseball, the LA Dodgers take a 2-1 lead in the National League Championship Series by blanking the New York Mets 8-0.
Los Angeles scored 200 runs in the second, taking advantage of catcher Francisco Alvarez's throwing error. Will Smith and Tommy Edman drove in the runs off Mets starter and loser Luis Severino. The Dodgers then doubled their lead to 4-0 in the sixth on Kike Hernandez's 2-run homer off Reed Garrett. Shohei Ohtani then sealed it with a towering 3-run homer in the eighth off Tyler McGill to make it 7-0 L.A.
That's correspondent Tom Merriam reporting. Meanwhile, the New York Yankees and Cleveland Guardians play Game 3 of the American League Championship Series this afternoon in Cleveland. New York holding a 2-0 lead in that series. NFL news, Davante Adams expects to make his debut for the New York Jets on Sunday night at Pittsburgh. The star wide receiver was acquired from Las Vegas on Tuesday. This is SRN Sports. In the NHL, the Boston Bruins pick on a struggling opponent.
The Bruins held off a late charge from Colorado to defeat the Avalanche 5-3. Boston coach Jim Montgomery.
Best team game we've had so far this year, and I thought it was a complete 60-minute effort. They're a really good team, and they're going to have their moments, but I thought that really liked our poise.
The Bees got 5 goals from 5 guys, but it was Charlie Coyle's power play tally in the first period that gave his team the lead for good at 2-1. Meanwhile, the tough times continue for Colorado. With the defeat, the Avs opened the season with 4 consecutive defeats. for the first time since 1998-99. Bruce Morton, Denver.
Other winners included Pittsburgh, Toronto, and Anaheim. In the WNBA, the New York Liberty beat the Minnesota Lynx 80-77, taking a 2-1 lead in the best-of-5 finals. This is SRN Sports.
Time now for a look at sports. I'm Seth Lawrence with this report. After its big win over Paxton Buckley Lota this week, Illinois AP sports writers rewarded Monticello with its first appearance in the high school football rankings in a few years. The Sages come in at number 8 in this week's Class 3A high school football poll. The Sages take over the place of Eureka, who dropped to number 9. Princeton remains at number 10 this week. Byron keeps its stronghold on the top spot in 3A, followed by Wilmington at number 2. Montini and St. Joe Ogden swap places at 3rd and 4th, followed by Monmouth Roseville up a spot to round out the top 5. In Class 1A, the top 3 of this week's rankings remain unchanged. Belleville Althoff Catholic is number 1, followed by Lena, Winslow, and Leroy. GCMS moves up a spot to number 4 this week, and Camp Point Central rounds out the top 5. Casey Westfield, that is, Calhoun, Princeville, Newman Central Catholic, and Cesar Valier round out the 1A top 10. Maroa Forsyth remains in the top spot in Class 2A, followed by Farmington. Bismarck Henning makes a big jump from number 6 to number 2 this week, followed by Quincy Notre Dame and Tri-Valley to round out the top 5. Chester, Johnston City, Alla, Memphis, and Chicago Christian round out the top 10 in Class 2A. In Class 4A, Rochester remains number 6, while Normal U-High jumps a spot to number 8. The Class 3A top 5 is unchanged, with Breeze Central number 1 again this week, followed by Dixon, St. Lawrence, Wheaton Academy, and Montino. The top 3 of Class 5A is unchanged, with Nazareth Academy coming in at number 1, followed by Sycamore and Joliet Catholic. Peoria jumps 2 spots to number 4, followed by St. Francis, rounding out the top 5. Mahomet Seymour jumps into this week's rankings in 5A at number 10. In Class 6A, East St. Louis is the top team once again, as the top 5 remains unchanged. Cary Grove, Geneva, Kankakee, and Liberty rounds out the top 5. Bloomington High School jumped into this week's rankings at number 10. In Class 7A, there's a new number 1. Chicago Mount Carmel takes over the top spot after Downers Grove North is lost to Lions last week. Quincy is number 2. Normal Community remains at number 6 and received a first-place vote. Batavia, Downers Grove North, and St. Charles round out the top 5 in Class 7A. In 8A, Lincoln Way East remains number 1. Get the latest in sports anytime from your computer or mobile device at DeWittDailyNews.com.
This is Bill Wise with the latest Appetite for Pork report. Today I'm talking with Dr. David Newman, Senior Vice President of Market Growth at National Pork Board, about how your pork checkoff dollars are working to bring more U.S. pork to tables around the world. Dr. Newman, the pork checkoff is always working to drive demand for U.S. pork. For consumers here at home, how are you encouraging them to buy more?
Traditionally, the consumer in the U.S. has been from the boomer generation. They've been heavy pork users. They know what they like. But as boomers start to eat less pork and they start to exit the marketplace, we need to be focused on this consumer of the future, millennials and Gen Zs. They have tremendous purchasing power. And as that purchasing power shifts into these new generations, we need to make pork relevant to these buyers.
Thanks again, David, for talking with us today about how the pork checkoff is building a bigger appetite for U.S. pork. You can find out more information at porkcheckoff.org/radio.
ServPro of Piatt DeWitt Counties, the leader in fire, water, and mold restoration, is once again the exclusive sponsor of the WHOW Clinton Maroon Player of the Game, announced at the end of every Maroon sports broadcast. Our WHOW announcing staff will select that night's WHOW ServPro of Piatt DeWitt Counties Clinton Maroon Player of the Game. Their play will be highlighted in each WHOW Maroon postgame broadcast, and that player receives a certificate from WHOW and ServPro of Piatt DeWitt Counties. Find out the many services